I do think that magazines are different from newspapers because you're on an airplane, or if that scene is more leisure reading, it has a shelf life. It's not, you know, 12 hours from now, irrelevant news. But the iPad, there's some very cool apps in which you can get that magazine experience. But I'm still one of these old-fashioned people who like the feel of paper, and I don't feel that way as much about newspapers. I prefer to read paper things. Like yesterday, it was such a treat to have the New York Sunday Times spread out all over me. But I do read a lot of newspapers online. Magazines, I don't, because I'm at the hair salon, or I'm on an airplane, or it's just a different mindset when I am reading. The same goes for books. And I also think I feel like I'm hurting my eyesight with the screen, that I think that I need to be on my phone a little less bright light. But I would tell my students in Intro to Mass Media that when television came out, the movie industry didn't know what to do, because there was this fear that no one will go to the movies anymore because television is out. And there were some really quirky, silly things that the movie industry did, like Smellorama. They had this thing that emitted smell inside the movie theater to give this authentic experience. And what we've seen is that movies are still here, television is still here. When any new media comes out, someone's frightened that the medium beforehand will no longer be around. People are listening to radio, they're not going to read anymore. Television comes out, no one's going to listen to the radio anymore. So there has to be innovation and adaptation, and I think there's room for all of that. And 25 years from now, we may be laughing that back then only porn was able to make money. News companies couldn't figure out how to make money online. I think something's going to happen where there's going to be innovation, or whether it's something elaborate or something simple, that's going to turn that corner. But I think it's lagged because, I've worked at places early in my career where they're like, well, why do we need to be online? And, that was a mentality that was being battled in the mid-1990s. And I think if newspapers had been more proactive, we would have seen something different. We wouldn't have seen massive layoffs. I hope that we don't become in one newspaper town. And if we do, maybe there's just one that's in print and the other one is online. But what's important is the content. And if you have strong content, no matter how it's presented, you can have a big audience, or a relevant or meaningful audience.